Okay, this is that Tumbler epoxy from the epoxy resin store. I initially bought this stuff just to do the insides of my vases so that they were watertight. But I've been liking this stuff. It goes on nice, and I warm it up just about 11 seconds in the microwave just to make it easier to mix, make sure I get a good mix. Everybody keeps asking me how I do this, so I figured I'd make a little video so you could see and splash the stuff everywhere. But I just work it in real good. I made way too much here. Doesn't have to go on very thick, but I like it because it stays put where you put it. When I do vases, I line the inside, I roll them and line the inside, and then I stand them up, and it's still, the top part is still coated. So alright, so that's pretty good for the inside there. I use little shot glasses. I could have got away with just, it's a 50-50 mix. I could have just did one mix, but I did two. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking inside and outside, but one shot glass of each would have been more than enough. But I usually try to have other projects standing by just for that reason. And you don't have to make sure it's smooth or nothing. It self-levels. I'll turn it on here in the wheel in a minute. On the lathe, I mean. And just turn it on real slow and let it. You don't have to, though. I've done other projects that weren't on the lathe. And it leveled pretty good. Or pretty good. I was all worried about it because there were streaks from rubbing it on like I'm doing now. Okay, now I'll just go around it and make sure I've got everything coated good. You want it on just thick enough that it can self-level, but not so thick that it becomes, just looks ugly to me. If it's too thick, it becomes like a big, thick, gaudy piece of glass laid over the whole thing. If you like that look, then all right. I think, let me just double check the insides here. Now I'll turn this on and let it run for hour and a half until it starts to set up. Once I know it's not going to run or move, then I'll go ahead and take it off if I need to use the lathe, or at least turn it off so I'm not using electricity. And I think we're good. Everything looks pretty good. Boy, this thing's got a lot of character in it. It's a piece of box elder that I almost threw away. I almost gave it back to my supplier because it looked so ugly and didn't look like there was anything I was going to be able to do with it. I was actually going to turn it the other way. I don't know why I can't get my lathe to slow down lately. And I put 2 coats of sanding sealer on this first. Just keep the air bubbles down. You don't have to do that, but as the resin soaks in, the air bubbles come out and you do a lot more popping. But it's on there so thin it's easy to pop them. It's just makes it easier. And that's all there is to it. Mix it 50-50. Uh, you know, don't get anything from the epoxy resin store, but I'm telling you what, all their resins, they've got the casting resin. That stuff is like water. If you need to cast deep, that's it's great stuff. And this stuff, and then I use their premium clear cast, or not cast, clear coat um, for other projects. I use this for coating and the deep pour for casting stuff, and then the other for just thinner pours. And all three of them are the best. I've used all kinds of resin from everywhere, and this stuff, everything they make is the best stuff that I've found. And no pressure pot, no nothing, just put stuff on and go. So, I mean, there's certain rules you gotta go by and to keep your bubbles down and things like that, but you don't have to, it's some of the easiest stuff to use, and so kudos to them. They do good work. Appreciate their resin. And that's all there is to it.